All right, hey guys. Uh, just doing an update on the two barn rescues. This first we're going to do the Noma. The Noma is 18 horse opposed twin Briggs, and you seen me get that started for the first time, and I wasn't sure what it was, 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But isn't with the hood on, isn't it a good looking machine? I mean, it's pretty tough to find one as nice looking as this one, don't you think? It's just about as ugly as you could possibly get a lawnmower. Anyway, it is 4-wheel steer. This, when I degreased everything, I stupidly sprayed degreaser on the plastic and made funny little white marks. Anyway, so I've seen 4-wheel steers before, but this one is really beefy. It's even got grease zerks in there. I think they're all the tires are tubed. This one wasn't. So I put a tube in it because it went flat within a couple hours. It was all the way flat. That rusty water coming out of there is just from the water I used to put it all together. Anyway, and this thing was flapping around in the breeze. Somebody just kept it up there all the time, and you can see what it just left marks. I fixed that spring, so it's like that now. This I'm keeping for myself for now, for a beater, you know, something to chew up sticks and whatever else. So eventually I'll probably just strip it apart. It's got almost 1,100 hours on it, so I'm pretty sure that's the original engine, but I'm not positive. And if it is, it's the code on the engine is a 1990. The front wheels the hubs are really worn out. There's big bushings in here I've never seen on another one before. And see if I can get you in there. See, they're so wore out, it was rubbing against the tire on the axle there. I switched front to back bushings so it's not hitting anymore. Look at this. Top and bottom grease zerks on both sides. Isn't that cool? No grease zerks for the spindles or the arbors on the deck. Couldn't grease those, but they are all seem good. Blades are all good, and fresh sharpened, fresh oil change, of course. The battery I have in it, that's why I have the battery pack up here. The battery I have in it is junk. I need to get a new one. It holds a charge for maybe a day and it's toast. And yeah, and just to make sure, I did make sure it was charging, and it is charging, so that's all good. So we'll get back to this in a minute. I'll show you the 4-wheel steer and all that. If you've never driven one of these, they're very interesting. It's not real fast, and I think it's supposed to be that way because when you're in high gear, not that you would be mowing in high gear, but just me goofing around, I noticed if you're in high gear and you're spinning around, it gets pretty crazy. So, and then on to the Simplicity 5116. I took the hubcaps off of it because I didn't want it, because this one I'm selling, and I didn't want to sell it with those on there. They're probably worth more than the whole tractor put together. So this one, in the video, if you remember, Bruce Pender mentioned it in the video that he heard me say I smelled burning rubber, and the reason for that is the idler pulley for the drive belt was completely frozen. There was no coming back. It was frozen lock solid, so I put a different one in there. works fine now. The carburetor in the video, if you could see the green that was in there, when I took the bolt out of the carburetor to clean the jet, I couldn't figure out why there was gas left in it, because I never store gas in anything. And also I had to jump the battery or the solenoid in that video. The reason is this little bar had to be up because the switch had to be connected. So that was the problem there. However, when I found that out, then I remembered there was a year, quite a while ago, that I wanted to get it going again and use it for stuff. And I put gas in it, and I don't have a lot of room. I've got riding lawnmowers everywhere. And it didn't start, or it didn't work with the key switch, probably because that thing was down. So, and that is a, what is that, the deck lift? No, that's the PTO engage. How do I know that? It says right there. Anyway, so I noticed when I first tried, I think before I started the video, I put gas in it. Yeah, I did, because I was trying to get it going before I even thought of filming. And I noticed it was leaking on one side of this filter. I think this side. And so I had to, I just cut, for the video, I just cut it shorter and whatever. So anyway, I must have forgotten that I tried to do that years and years ago, and so therefore all the gas was left in it, which really sucks because that carburetor was horrible. In fact, I had to replace the float. The float was shot. It was full of gas. If you remember in the video, the throttle plate was completely seized. I could do this and nothing would happen, right? So anyway, I soaked it for about 3 or 4 days and put it through the ultrasonic, and it's pretty good now. It's not perfect, but I'd say it runs pretty good for what it was. And I just threw paint. I sanded it down and painted these two tops just because they were pretty covered in rust. And I put the original gas tank back in because it needed a bung. I put a bung in it and put new fuel line from here back to the tank. New owner's going to have to figure out the rest. New owner is actually a friend of the family. It's buying it, just $100, so you know, engine's worth that. But he's got a machine just like this, you know, with a mow deck and everything. So there isn't a lot of gas in it, but let's get it started. Choke out. So, and no backfire. First I'll have to take the battery out of it when I deliver it to him because he's not getting it with the battery. So that's that, and then we'll get this started for you, and then I'll pause you and you can see me drive it around. Okay. Throttle up a little bit. You're choked. pause you. All right, everybody, there's Cletus. Say hi. Hi, Cletus. All right, have to wait a little bit. Busted up, might even come off. Horrible. Let's see how it mows. Look how long my grass is. I haven't mowed it in a week. It's been cold and rainy. Deck out. Not too low because it's pretty high. As you see, it has a dashboard. The gas light seems to be always on. I mean, there isn't a lot of gas in it. There's a sensor right there. See it? I can't point. And then it's got the battery light is always on too, and I don't know if that's because it's got a bad battery in or what, but that's that for the Noma. not a bad machine. I bet it was a hell of a deal in its day, you know. But she's pretty tired now. I mean, the motor seems fine though, but everything else is kind of ratty. But not a bad little beater, I don't think, you know. So guys, with that, I think that's all I have to say for now. There'll be more barn rescue videos. In fact, I'm going to do a video on all the rest of the machines I want to get out of there. Look at all the dandelions. Whew. Starting to look abandoned around here. Gee whiz. It's the first nice day, and I can't even remember the last nice day. It's been a while. Anyway, guys, like what you see, subscribe, leave me a comment. I do love the comments. All right, guys, bye.